What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me once again. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave today. Today I'm giving you some vegetarian deliciousness. It is savory. I'm making roasted cauliflower ravioli. It's easy, I'm hungry, so let's get to it. First things first, I have a head of cauliflower. Now you can certainly buy cauliflower from the store that is already chopped up into its florets, but I was using part of this cauliflower for cauliflower steaks and this recipe, so this is what you get. So once you break it all down, you'll see here I'm just chopping up some cauliflower pieces, and this is about the size that you want them to be. You want them to be a nice bite size because the ravioli that we're using is a nice bite-sized piece. So chop these bad boys up and make sure to remove any of that excess water with the paper towel. Once your cauliflower is cut down to your desired floret sizes, go ahead and drizzle on some extra virgin olive oil, and we're going to season these bad boys up. I always like to add the extra virgin olive oil first so that everything sticks, duh. So I'm going to season this with some salt, some pepper, some garlic powder, and onion powder. If you want to add a little spice to things, by all means, I'm a spice queen, so add your cayenne or your chili pepper. But these are typically the standards that I would use for my cauliflower florets. As always, I feel as though your hands are your best mixing tools, so go ahead and rub these pieces of cauliflower and make sure everything is evenly coated. Pop that in the oven at 375 degrees for about 15 to 20 minutes. Let's just talk about these cauliflower ravioli from Trader Joe's. They're life-changing. Everyone goes to Trader Joe's and they always see all these different ravioli or pastas, but I tried these and y'all, I am in heaven, and I don't do all that measuring, so I'm not making them from scratch. So go ahead and get you some water. Please be sure to add salt to your water and a little bit of olive oil or butter because you don't want your ravioli to stick, but you always should salt any water that you are using for pasta. Pop these bad boys in and let them get to a nice boil. Be sure to follow the cooking instructions on the packet, and so once these are finished cooking to your desired doneness, pop those into a bowl with a little bit of that boiling liquid and set aside. Now let's go ahead and get into this delicious sauce. So this is what makes the meal. Now I did say that it was vegetarian, but I absolutely didn't say that it was necessarily fat-free or not necessarily buttery. I'm using about a tablespoon of butter that I'm going to let melt all the way down. I am using a medium yellow onion. You can certainly use a white onion as well. Just know that white onion tends to have a little bit sharper flavor than your yellow onion. And I'm going to give this a nice stir. Now I have my heat right now on a medium heat because I want these onions to just soften. I don't want them to like caramelize or, you know, fry. I want them to just really soften and remain translucent, okay? So once the onions have cooked down quite a bit, you see we don't have any burnt tips. You can still see through them. We're gonna go ahead and add in, again, Trader Joe's. You know you can find literally everything in Trader Joe's. That's why I was like, this is like a foolproof you're making it homemade type of deal. But I'm just going to be using some julienne sun-dried tomatoes, okay? Those. Boom. Those right there. You don't have to worry about cutting, and you don't have to worry about roasting them yourself. They're already done for you. And please be sure to add in some of the additional oil that comes in that container. Not all of it, but just a little bit for some additional flavor. If you haven't picked this up by now, your girl likes a little heat in her eats, okay? So I added some crushed red peppers. Do as you wish, but I added some into my dish. So after about 3 to 4 minutes of letting all these things cook together, you want to go ahead and add in some fresh garlic. Not that minced stuff that from the can, fresh garlic. And I like to add the garlic in a little bit later in the cooking process of the sauce because I don't want my garlic to burn. I want it to be nice and tender because when you eat a bite of this ravioli, you're going to have a piece of garlic. But you want it to be like kind of toasted, right? Right. Okay. So now that everything is done, you want to make sure you give everything a nice stir. And now it's time to put the ravioli back in the pan. Come on in, girl. Enjoy the pool party. We are ready for you. Heat that on up a little bit because they were taking a little while to flip out of the bowl. But you want to make sure that you don't you know, don't stir it like it's a pot of like just noodles. You want to almost like flip, toss, and coat these pieces of ravioli because they're a little delicate, and you want to make sure that all of them get nice and evenly coated in this delicious buttery goodness of a sauce. Let's get a little closer. Do you see that? Come on, Jesus. Okay, after making everything, I was like, Sierra, you need something green. The vegetarian's gonna come at your neck because it's so buttery. So I added in some arugula. I like arugula because it has a nicer bitterness and it's a little sharp. So you can always add spinach as well. Just need to show you that the roasted cauliflower is officially done. I actually kept mine in the oven for about 25 minutes because I want it to be a little bit crispier, but this is what it should look like once it's done. So now it's time to plate it up. And baby, look at this. I actually was surprised at how good it was myself, but it's vegetarian. Like, you can make good savory vegetarian dishes. So try this. Let me know how you like it. I hope you enjoy. Until next time, thank you for cooking with me.